Welcome to the show tonight, guys. We're going live in the courtroom from undisclosed location. Live, everybody. We're going live from undisclosed location. You guys, when you come from Facebook, please go to the link scrolling across the bottom and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name. Otherwise, when you leave a comment, you show as Facebook user, and we like to know who's leaving comments and who we're talking with. So you guys go and do that. I'm going to leave that run across the screen for a minute. Welcome to the stream tonight. We are going to be talking about the police. Okay, I'm being nice. I'm not saying anything about punching anybody. I can't say that today. So we're going to be talking about the police today and how to handle them traffic ticket situations. Gladstone, welcome to the show tonight. So we're going to get rolling here. Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you do work. Hey, I'm Coach Neighbors, and we're here ready to get it done. And as usual, I'm excited to be up in the courthouse getting it done. So we about to get it done. Today, we're going to discuss how you attack the court, the traffic court. We're going to be specific in the court. Now, I had a person message me, one of the team members sent me a message and said that I needed to be spending more time on the traffic court because I haven't done anything on the traffic court. And so the team member was right, hadn't done much on the traffic court, so we're doing something on the traffic court tonight. However, I want to make sure that the team member that mentioned this understands that it's not about any particular court. It's not about the traffic court. It's not about the foreclosure court. What this is about is how to control the court. So the stuff you're using here, you can use in any case. The stuff that you learn here, you'll be able to use in any case. So if we've got traffic on the front of it, traffic ticket stuff on the front of it, the back of it is stuff that we need to, so it's not very complicated to switch this over to make it work for whatever you need to do. And I have a couple of people who their wife is setting up her own lawsuit for coronavirus for being fired because she refused to take the jab. And she is in the process of structuring this for her situation. And I'm also in the process of structuring a package for that problem. And it's interesting that the Supreme Court stopped the president from making everybody take the jab, but it's still allowing them to force healthcare workers to take the jab. Now, I know this is very controversial and kind of off the thing, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of serious side effects and people hurt from taking the jab that no one's wanting to talk about. So if you're setting up yourself to handle that situation, the injuries is one of the things that you really need to focus on. Now, today we're going to discuss the traffic court and how the process violates the Constitution. We're going to I'm going to show you guys how to get your evidence on the court record in traffic court. Yeah, I know that's real hard to do, but there's a way to get it done. There's a way to get it done. My grandma used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat. I couldn't understand why we were skinning cats. I hope we wasn't eating them. Okay, sorry. I know what she meant now. We're going to discuss why a traffic court does not have jurisdiction. Now, we're only going to touch on a couple of those things or why they don't have jurisdiction, like out of the gate, because we could spend like 3 videos. We could spend 3 videos on that, but we're just going to touch on a couple of the new ones, or reasons why they don't have jurisdiction. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. We're starting out the gate. We started out the gate last week where the fire banged, and we're picking up right now where we left off at. Now I want to change this banner and put a new one across there, since I'm figuring out how to do this stuff. And we're going to discuss why traffic court doesn't have jurisdiction and what you must do about the situation. And I'm also going to discuss why everyone who invests in a lawsuit package is not automatically added into the research study group, the Facebook page, the private group. Now, I have a Facebook page for a paralegal Facebook page, and then I have another legal studies Facebook page. And the backside of that, of one of those pages, is the private page for the people in the study group. And we'll talk about why everybody is not input in the study group at the end of this programs, because I got a lot of people calling me and they feel like because they invested in a package, they should automatically get in the group. Well, that's not how this works. The group has evolved into several things, and right now we're using the group a little bit different, and we'll get into the reasons why so you understand. But before we get into all of that, I want you guys to please take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so I get those counts. The more counts of people I get, the more interesting my channel looks for companies who want to advertise on my channel. And I was contacted by a company yesterday that's interested in advertising directly with me on my channel, which is really cool. And so I hope that works out. Make sure you guys click on those ads that this company is going to put on my channel, so that I'll get paid for you guys clicking on the ad. And make sure you hit the like button. And last but not least, least, make sure that you leave a comment. Hit the like button and leave a comment. Leave a comment and hit the like button. Hit the like button. Now, let's just get straight into it. When the officer signs a citation, it is a violation of the separation clause in the Constitution. Just right out the gate, it's a violation of the separation clause in the Constitution. The separation clause in the Constitution mandates that the the branches of government be separate. The police officer works in the enforcement branch, which is the executive. The judicial branch is the branch who should be signing the summons to appear, not the police officer. So they have, when I say they system has some issues in it, because it was originally set up with the Constitution, and they were not able to remove all of the stuff. So that's a problem. And when you address this, and we address this in this situation, at the end of the day, if the police officer violates your right at the gate, the court don't have jurisdiction. The police officer violated the Constitution in doing his duties that he is paid to do by the city. And one of the things that we teach you here, that you will learn here, is how to file your lawsuit against the person that signed to bring the action forward. The person that signed to bring the action forward. In foreclosure, it's not some imaginary lender that didn't sign any of the paperwork. In this traffic ticket situation, it'd be the prosecutor, whoever is, the police officer, because he signed to start it. and then the prosecutor usually signs on after the police officer, and then the judge signs. The judge is on it too because his name is on it. Yeah, so I would be suing all three of them because the judge has no business even having it in his courtroom without an injured party. And we'll get into some more reasons why that's a problem. The number one reason that we want to start out with is their ordinance is not a valid law. The ordinance does not have the three elements that your state constitution mandates must be present for something to be a valid law. I say this all the time. Your state constitution mandates that for something to be a valid law, it must have an enacting clause, which tells all parties from what authority the law came from and who's subject to following it. It must have a title, and it must have a body. And revised statutes and codes or city ordinances are less than a statute. But people don't know that. And people also don't know that, and if you don't believe me on this, you can Google your court clerk's manual for your city, and you can pull up in the municipal court clerk's manual. You will find that municipal court gets its jurisdiction from a stinking city ordinance. And when I read that, I was floored. What the hell? Wait, no. Hey, JM, welcome to the show, buddy. We bringing it, and we ain't playing. Yeah, so how the hell can municipal court get its jurisdiction from a city ordinance? How can a corporation give itself judicial authority? Well, they did, and they're doing it all day long. Has anybody wondered why the hell municipal court is up the street and it's not connected to the state court? Has anyone wondered that? Welcome to the show tonight. Okay, I'll move. I'll move on. Yep, it's not connected. It's not connected because it's not a part of it. It gets its judicial authority from the city ordinance. And if you read the court clerk's manual, it pretty much says right in there that the municipal court don't have jurisdiction to do anything. Yeah. But you got to kind of sift through the BS, the bull crap, the back and forth talk. Yep. Hey, Philip, welcome to the show, buddy. You got to sift through the BS. And so I used that, and this package that I put together was based off my own experiences. So I went through this situation, and I got tired of them harassing me, and so I sued them, and they act stupid about it. They just ignore you. They know that your ass got to go to work, and you don't have time to be doing stuff. So so they're betting on the odds that you don't make the time. Welcome, Timothy. They're betting on the odds that you don't make the time to get up in the face, or that you believe all of the bull crap that they've been feeding us for 150 years. So what I did was I sued this, just like I'm telling you guys to do now. I sued the stinking traffic court judge. And then I sued the state and the state bar association because they license him, or supposedly they don't. There's no license to practice law, but they said that. So what the hell? I use it in my favor. Yeah. And then once I had them all served, I moved everything over to federal court. And since I was suing the state court judges who are getting paid by the state court, and the state court was the one attacking me, then they had to let me file it in federal court, and the federal court already knew me very well. So they didn't give me any hassle. I moved it over there without even paying fees, And then that's what we had. And I gave them people hell for over a year. And finally, well, so you won't have to do all this because I didn't have this firepower that we have right now. But when I was first doing this, what I did was I moved it over there, and then I filed a restraining order to block the judge from making determinations until they figured out how to do it within the Constitution. And so they still ignored me. So I filed another restraining order to block the police department from issuing citations until they could figure out how to do it within the Constitution. And they still ignore me. So the next restraining order that I filed was okay, and you might take note of this if you're in the situation and you don't have time to play. I filed a restraining order to block the state of Kansas from receiving federal funding from the federal government, because they're violating the citizens' rights, the constitutional rights of citizens. And when I filed that, I got a phone call from the judge, and they were having a hearing. And I think I mentioned this in one of my videos. And so the judge's deputy was telling me on the phone, oh, Judge, I was like, well, wait a minute. You guys are having a hearing and the city people are there. Hey, Mr. Neighbors, I'm on speakerphone. I was like, well, I didn't know anything about this hearing, and I'm kind of in the middle of something right now. So then the judge chimed in and, well, Mr. Neighbors, could you just, call us back as soon as, well, I could call you guys back in like 15, 20 minutes max. Okay, that'd be great. So they're all waiting on me to hang up the phone. And my wife looked at him and said, what are you doing? What? She said, what are you doing? I'm putting the ass on ice. That's what you call it in sports. They put the ass on ice because I need to make sure they understand I'm the one running the show. So I just left them sitting over there. I wasn't doing anything that I couldn't talk to the judge about. And they're calling me. But I wanted to make sure that they knew that I was not scared and I was ready to do whatever we need to do. So that's where we're at with that. So when I called him back a few minutes later, the judge's the first thing he said was, well, everyone's here. And then everyone said hi to me again because I've been dealing with him for a while. And so the judge asked me, Mr. What's it going to take to take care of this problem? And so my response was, well, I'm guessing the 5.5 million's off the table. That's what I was asking for. So anyway, what we agreed to was that the city would stop harassing me, and if they had any business with me, they send the sheriff department, because I've lived in this town for 42 years and never been disrespected by anybody from the sheriff department ever. And so, and I have a lot of friends on the police department too. So don't get me wrong. It's just a few that make everybody look like crap. So that's what we got going on with that. But the few obviously can't step up for me, because then their butt would be taking a little heat. So, well, you guys know how that crap rolls downhill, right? But anyway, so we worked that out, and I asked them to leave my motion moot, my lawsuit moot, because I didn't feel like the city would follow any of the rules that we agreed to here. And that was the reason why we're having a problem that we're having right now. So, if you're willing to do whatever it takes, you have options. And sometimes these options take a lot of time and you got to miss work. Well, that's the way it used to be. But we're getting to the point right now. We're cutting to the chase. And since a corporation cannot give itself jurisdiction, they have a problem. And they're going to have a problem until you stick that problem in their face. And when you add the people that actually sign to start the problem to the problem, then it's a bigger problem. You guys know what I'm saying. I'll tell you right now, the fraud that the bar members are pulling on us is alarming. And they've been getting away with this crap for 150 years, If you do your homework in my program, you will be able to get your evidence on the court record using the police officer's body cam. Yeah, that's what I did. And I asked the police officer if the police officer was aware that when he signs the summons for me to appear, that's in violation of the Constitution and my rights. And he's violating my rights, enforcing city policies. And I informed the officer that I'm a state citizen. And as a state citizen, I'm not subject to the court's statutory jurisdiction without an injured party or damaged property. And I would let him know that she is, and the state are liable for my injuries. And if you get all this or most of this on the dash cam video, the state's going to show the video in the hearing to show the judge or whatever it is. So now that'll give you a nice opportunity to, can I say punch him in the face? No, I can't say. That'll give you a nice opportunity to, okay, they're looking at me, to take control of the situation. I'm not going to say it. That'll give you opportunity to take control of the situation, and I'm going to end it there. I got in trouble for last week for telling people to punch them in the face. Can I say kick them in the leg? No, they're saying no. Okay, I don't know why my legal team shows up when it's time for me to do these things, and I didn't know. I need to talk to them about this later. So, a traffic court does not have jurisdiction because the process violates the Constitution and your right to due process. And if you really want to get right down to it, whoever signs that summons is supposed to be the one seeing you do the thing. But they can't do it that way because they got so many people, and the person signing that thing needs to stay in the court so they can keep jacking people up who don't know what the hell they're doing. Because they do not have jurisdiction because their alleged jurisdiction comes from a city ordinance. So they gave themselves jurisdiction. That's pretty much what I see here. Now, the other thing is with the state citizenship thing, the state citizenship is icing on the cake. It's not stuff that people should be messing with if they're about to get pushed off the cliff. If you're about to get pushed off the cliff, you should be focusing on following the instructions in the instructional video that's listed in my YouTube channel. The instructional video is listed in the instructional video playlist. There, I said instructional video 42 times. You must watch the instructional video so you have an idea on how to use the package. You cannot take my package and use it like it was a conventional package and just pick out the documents that you think you need to file and file them and think that's going to work for you, because they will look at those documents and see that you didn't file them in succession. You haven't put yourself in position to be doing what you're trying to do. And they're just going to laugh at you. And then they're going to speed up the eviction process to get to you before you figure out what you need to be doing. That's how they do that. Now, this lawsuit package will allow you to file your lawsuit against the judge, the attorneys, the third-party buyer if you're in the eviction process, the third-party buyer's attorney. Now, in the beginning, I mentioned you only use a couple of people on there, the attorney, the law firm, and third, So, and that's fine if you're in position to do that. If you're in a position where you're about to get pushed off the cliff and you got all these fraudulent people up in your face, then you just need to put them on your thing. Yeah, especially if you get the 42 USC 1983 package, you don't need I had a lady to, I don't have all this and that from the other package. Dude, you don't need that with this package. The other package was designed to do a different thing. It was designed to attack the fraud that they're doing to you. This package is designed to attack the court process fraud that they're doing to you. It's still a fraud that they're doing to you, but it's a different kind of fraud. And it's the kind of fraud they can't defend because you're using their own court process, procedures, and everything to, can I say stick in their face? Okay, to shove in their face. Okay, I said shove instead of stick. Okay, we're good. I get a little excited sometimes about this. Well, you guys know I get excited about the okay, I'm good. Now, you guys will be able to use their nonsense from the state court as evidence to verify that you are violated by the state court process. So if you're suing them for the state court process and you're suing the people who signed to start the state court process, I think they're gonna kind of have a problem. And you're suing them in federal court, and now they're gonna have to hire federal attorneys. You need to make sure if you're in this position that any attorneys that sign on to come after you in federal court, or to, not come after you, to defend the scamsters in federal court, you need to make sure that they have passed the federal bar, because they don't. And here's another thing that you need to remember. You need to remember, if you're using my stuff, you're bringing fire to the table. And that fire to the table is stuff they don't want to talk about. They do not want to talk about any of that stuff. And it's important not to add all your stuff that you were doing to the new stuff. And I mention this to people because stuff that you were doing was not working out very well, or you wouldn't need my help, or you wouldn't be, investing in my program. So yes, Lewis, you're absolutely right. And that's why we put them on the lawsuit as the number one defendant, the numero uno defendente. That's how we do it. And that's why. So this link, I think, is going to be a game changer because they can't argue it. And I have several people using it right now that, I was going to put the list together of the people that won the contest that I had last week. If you guys won in the contest that I had last week and you're watching tonight, say something in the group, let people know. And if you won the contest and you got the free package, let people know what you think about it if you had a chance to take a look at it. So I think Tom Kibler was one. I know I should have made a list, but I didn't make the list. So there was a few more people than 5 that won. So I gave a couple of people a break, and I'm hoping to get a review. I got one review back from one person, and it was in capital letters and small letters, and it was a bunch of happy faces and some words that I probably can't say right now in it. And she was very, very happy with and she's still in her house. She was facing a 3-day eviction process. And to my knowledge, she's still in her house. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And that's what I love about my job, helping people. Well, actually, helping people stay in the house is cool. But what the most enjoyment I get out of doing my job is, I can say it now, right? Helping people learn how to punch attorneys in the face. I think I can say no. They're saying no. Okay, I said it anyway. Okay, I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. And I'll tell you right now, if you're dragging your feet and you're not stepping up to the plate, getting what you need to have done, I have no problem letting you know. And there's a couple of people here in the group that understand that. I have no problem letting you know. You pay me for the coaching. And with that said, I also want to tell you that when you invest in my program, what you're investing in is the educational material. Okay, the coaching and the videos and all of that stuff is icing on the cake, especially the coaching. And the coaching cannot be If you're arguing with me, you're not on the program, if you're being disrespectful, if you come to the table with a bunch of fear, or you lie to me, or any of those things just cause problems. And I have a lot of people that's punching some people in the face right now, and I don't have time for the people that require an attorney. I'm just going. Okay, that was bad. That was, but I think you guys get my point, right? I don't have time for the drama. I don't do fear. So if you have a problem with those, you should probably park them before you call me. You probably shouldn't call me the same day you get stuff, and you should be breathing in a paper bag, okay? Because it just doesn't go well, because I don't do that very well. I was never coached how to do that well. So, and the people that are working hard and getting it done, I have no problems. It's the people that wait till the last minute and then call me and want me to do a bunch of extra stuff that I don't do, hold their hand, do all this stuff, because they got a sell date tomorrow or whatever. I don't care. Okay, I'm here to educate you. I'm not an attorney here to help you do last minute stuff. And I think that is part of the misconception of the group. I think people think if they get in the group, they'll get the answers. They won't have to do the homework. Well, no, everybody in the group has to do their own homework. Okay, so they're not going to let you scum off of them, because if you do not understand it, you will get yourself thrown out the door. And to give you an idea what I'm talking about, I had a person who invested in the package, and they was in a hurry, and they went ahead and filed a couple of things, and the clerk sent it back to them and told them that they had to recaption it because the caption was wrong and it was in violation of the statute. The caption statute, there's a cap, and there is a caption statute. It's very damn liberal, and it don't have no. So the problem with the caption was that the clerk didn't like the attorney's name on there and told them, no, you got to put the lender on there because the lender is the one, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wait, that is bullshit. I'm just saying, that's bullshit. Okay, so now the clerk is telling the plaintiff who to sue. Okay, so the bigger problem is that the person did not watch the instructional video. Had the person watched the instructional video, they would have understood that this was going to happen. And to handle this problem, all they needed to do was attach a copy of the document used to start the foreclosure process to your lawsuit as an exhibit. And that document in a non-judicial foreclosure would be the notice of default letter. In a judicial foreclosure, it'll be the petition, the complaint, whatever. That's signed. The attorney signed it. The attorney is the only one that signed it. The notice of default letter is signed by an attorney, or it's not signed by an attorney, but it's delivered from a law firm. Okay, come on now, you guys can keep it simple. Okay, that's who you add as the number one defendant: the person who signed it, or the person whose name is first on the sign on the building. And you also want to add the corporation who's paying the number one defendant as the number one defendant. Okay, I can mess with that, but we'll move on. And if you're using a 42 U.S.C. 1983 package, you have to sue the state to make it stick. And it's really easy to do that because of the situation. Yeah, we're having fun tonight, Jim, like we do all the time, when because we got fire to bring to the table. So keep it simple. If no one signs, sue the name first on the stinking law firm ad. That's easy. Hell, you can go above them and sue the regional board of directors, or yeah. So and you know what? When you add the attorney or you add the prosecutor, whoever signed and start the ticket or whatever, when you add them, you could also claim their house as damages or their bar card. We did that with my sister actually claimed the house, and she served the attorney and his wife because both their names were on the house. Oh, they got really, really mad, and they had the police call my sister, and they were grumpy because they thought that the emails that my sister sent them were threatening. And I may have known what was in the emails. I may have sent them to her to forward to them. That's a high probability, but I'm not admitting anything here. Okay, so yeah. So at the end of that, the police officer told my sister that they also did not want her sending any more of her court documents to their house. Well, that was the reason for the call. And the police officer said he read the emails and it was nothing threatening. There was some vague mention of, can I say it? Okay, I can say it. There was some vague mention of punching some people in the face. Okay, CJM, this is what I'm talking about, man. I'm having fun too. So yeah, they were, and my sister was ecstatic to know that she got underneath their damn skin to make their asses call the police on her. And look, they look stupid with the police, and at the end of the day, she has to serve them at wherever she wants. So, and when we filed the last lawsuit, we served them, and the attorneys filed some motion for sanctions to block us from filing any more frivolous lawsuits. But he didn't answer the lawsuit. And he mentioned the new lawsuit, but he didn't answer to the lawsuit. So if you mention the lawsuit and you haven't been served because they're making it complicated, but it's file stamped, and you mention the lawsuit that is frivolous, you're arguing the lawsuit. So we turned our demand for judgment on the sanction motions into our demand for judgment, for summary judgment, because they responded to the lawsuit by saying it was frivolous in their motion for sanctions. So yeah, we trumped them and then we raised them. We raised them and then we trumped them. Yeah, so we're going to see what they have to say about that. So I think what we're going to do next, since my sister filed her 42 year, no, not the 42. She filed her lawsuit, Administrative Procedures Act of 1946 violation. She filed that lawsuit in federal court for $20 million instead of $5 million this time, and she served all the parties. And that's what they're really, really grumpy about. They said we have till the 27th to dismiss that with prejudice, or they're going to file for sanctions against us. Well, we already filed for sanctions against them like 3 times. They got 2 more times before they can catch up with us. Yeah, so yeah, we're shaking in our boots over here. I don't know if you guys can tell. We're shaking in our boots. I think they're going to call the police on us again. Okay. So any of you guys that are here that have not made a comment, leave a comment. Say hello here so I can see how many people we have watching tonight. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. So if you guys are having an issue with this ticket thing, and a traffic ticket or zoning coding tickets or a parking ticket or a damn ticket, this is what you need. And this will take care of that ticket. And I had another team member that left a comment in the Facebook, and she said that this lawsuit package was the bomb, and she's using it right now. So far, everybody that's using it is smiling big time. And I want to let you guys know that it's half price right now on the link. So if you're interested, follow that link and get her done. And that's all the value that I'm bringing to the table for you guys tonight. I appreciate you guys sharing your time with me. I will see you in the next video.